What's up, filmmakers? It's Justin Romine here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a look at the shot recreation that I did from ShotDeck.com. If y'all have never heard of ShotDeck, it is a huge database full of shots from movies and TV shows that you can go and search for that movie by actor, by composition, by lens used, by camera used. Personally, I use ShotDeck.com for my production company whenever we're putting together ideas and reference images to pitch ideas to clients and potential clients. It just helps paint a picture of what we're seeing in our head, the final product to look like, because a lot of times we know what our idea is gonna look like when it's finished, but the client, it's hard to visualize that. And the ShotDeck contest that they are running throughout the month of July is basically you find a frame from a movie or a TV show that's in their database and you recreate it yourself at home. What's cool is this contest is going to be judged by award-winning directors and DPs in the industry, and they're giving away over $30,000 worth of contest prizes. So the main shot that I chose to recreate for this was from Don't Breathe. And I love just how this shot looks, the lighting setup, the colors, everything, and it's more of a medium shot, so I knew it was going to be a little bit harder to recreate. I knew that I could easily emulate the lighting. That wasn't the hard part. The hard part was the background. So first I thought about how big of a backdrop I needed for this. Then I went to Home Depot, bought a bunch of 2x4s, a 8-foot by 4-foot masonite board, and some pine boards to build out the window framing. Oh yeah, and I should note that I don't normally cut things or do woodworking, so I had to borrow my father-in-law's skill saw to cut all this wood, plus some screws and paint, and eventually I found the perfect wallpaper on Amazon, some French vintage goodness. And obviously after I got all the supplies, had to build everything out, screw everything in, and it's not perfect, but it looks good. The good part about this scene is it's not the most well put together house. It's kind of an old vintage house, so it's okay if things look a little off. So to get the height that we were looking for this wall, we put it on one of my desks that I have in my office. In my first attempt at recreating this lighting setup, I used the Nanlite Forza 60C and mounted it from above with a C-stand, put on the Bowens adapter and the barn doors, and tried to shape the light the best I could, but it was looking a little bit too harsh and we couldn't get the lighting set up to look exactly like what it did in the scene. So we chose to switch to the 2-foot Pavotube by Nanlite. So we took the 2-foot Pavotube light, screwed it into the C-stand, did more of a top-down light, and then eventually had to put gaffer's tape on there to shape the light even more. What I loved about using the 2-foot Pavotube light is I pulled up the Nanlake app and I had the photo on my desktop, which was right next to me, and I could look at the app and adjust the color to be exactly the same color that they had in the shot, which really helped in post-production when I was color grading this. We shot this entirely on the red Komodo using the Zine CF 24mm. And in this shot, Stephen Lang's character had a little bit of blood splattered on his right shoulder. And so to do that, we went in the fridge, grabbed some ketchup, and just started blotting. And I obviously screwed up. I started putting it on my left shoulder, and clearly it was on the right. So after we got the framing, the lens, the composition, the lighting, everything looked pretty good. Then it was just all on me. The hardest part, posing. Played around with tons of different setups, moved my chin, altered my shoulders. It's really hard to emulate the exact pose that they have in certain shots. I even had my production manager standing right there telling me to tilt my head a certain way, look a little bit more like I'm trying to listen, scrunch the eyebrows a bit. The best part, when you get the lighting, the framing, the composition, everything right in camera, it makes color grading so much easier. It's really hard to make bad lighting look good in the color grade. But after maybe a half hour to an hour of color grading and tweaking everything, adding some power windows, I thought the shot turned out pretty good. So here is the original shot from Don't Breathe, and here is our shot recreation. I would love to hear what y'all think in the comment section below. It's always good to challenge yourself creatively and with your lighting setups to try out these shot recreations from Hollywood movies. So I encourage every one of y'all to go out there and try a shot recreation. Tag me on Instagram at JRoFilms, and we will catch you filmmakers next time.